friends, welcome to Bella Stitchery. I've been working with a lot of bee-themed cards and mini albums this week, and I really wanted some yellow flowers and ribbons to match. So I thought about dyeing my own in a couple different ways, and I thought you might like to join me because why not? What else are you doing? What else am I doing? Nothing. So I'm going to use two different techniques. The same shade, technically, both of these are from Dylusions. This is Lemon Zest ink spray. This is Lemon Zest acrylic paint. I'm going to dilute both in water so I could throw all my flowers and ribbons into it. And then let's check back after it dries. Kind of see the difference if you're interested in science. I don't know. This may count as college credit. Who could say? It's a crazy world right now. You may have a degree just by watching this video. No guarantees though. If you'd like to submit your application, go through some kind of FAFSA process. This has, I'm noticing now, a little bit of red in it, probably from a previous craft. I'm going to blame my kids. Could also have been me. Not going to worry about it. I'm just going to kind of mix it up. So in my jars here, I have water. I'm going to add a little bit of the acrylic paint to my water on the right. I have noticed, having done some basic dyeing in the past, that sometimes acrylic paint dries a little stiffer. And things like seam binding, the ink sprays that are kind of a natural liquid form will be a much softer seam binding when it dries than when I've used an acrylic paint. But I just thought, let's just try it both ways. However it turns out, I will love it like a tiny child. And so there really is no wrong way. This actually looks really cool. This is a very bright kind of springtime baby chick yellow. Now for my ink spray, I'm just going to pour some into my water. Ooh, like Easter egg dye that is unedible. Okay, so now I'm going to try to use the back side of this stick here. Kind of give that a swirl. They look very different. As you can see, this really does look like Easter egg dye, actually quite a bit. And this has a milky, kind of a lighter pastel look to it. So it will be interesting to see how these change through the dyeing process. So all I'm going to do is just throw some stuff in there. So this is some seam binding. It's kind of a light silver color, so it picks up color really well. I already cut it into two sections. So let's just find the end of one and throw it into the first jar. If you haven't done this before, it is actually really exciting. You feel very much like an artist when you dye things or alter them in some way, I feel. Because most of the time I feel like a crafter, which, hey, I'm not value judging. But, you know, I glue a lot of things that are previously illustrated and colored for my convenience. But when you really make something that is unique every time you do it and a surprise, it's kind of fun in a different way. Have you tried this before? I do have another video in which I've dyed seam binding with different kinds of materials. Wow, this is messy though. If you want to check that out as well for some more ideas, I used some Tim Holtz inks, all different kinds of fun stuff. So this I'm going to set off to the side. Then I'm going to take my other batch here. Although I understand this isn't true science, as I am contaminating with my gloves willy-nilly style. So, you know what? You may not get that college credit after all. You may not get that chemistry. Just stick to the university, I guess. I tried. Okay, so we're going to put that here and set that aside. I should put, I guess, let's separate them. So once they dry, we kind of know which one was which. So this will be from the ink sprays over here. This will be from the acrylics over here. Now I'm going to do the same thing with flowers. I have these little mini roses, like super cheap eBay find here. I don't even know if they have a brand. I'm going to dump those in. Oh, that's cool. I do like that color. And let's do that over here. Kind of pretty. Actually, the colors are surprisingly similar for how different the jars look. Isn't that cool? Okay, so we're gonna put those over here to dry. These are Tim Holtz kind of mixed media flowers. Not this one, get out of here. These here, I'm not sure the exact name. I'll try to find them on Amazon. I've had these for years. I've used ink sprays on them, all kinds of stuff. They're really interesting and they absorb color really well because they're like a paper flower, mulberry maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna dunk that in here. Ooh, I like it. So that's my ink spray side, right? And my acrylic spray side. Oh my gosh, these are adorable. Can you see that? So cute. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. I'm already excited. And then for the rest of our science, we're just gonna do this. Boom, dip. It's nice if you're gonna start dyeing stuff to have a lot of things ready because this magical goo tends to go pretty far and I hate to just toss it because I didn't end up using it all. I like to feel like I got all of the use out of any product possible at all times. Okay, so I'll put those over here. Now, if you really want a pure color, you can also wash your craft mat, which I do not do. So I find sometimes it picks up random shades of antique-y browns, greens. It really doesn't bother me because when I do things like this, I do like unexpected colors. So if I pick up things from my craft mat from previous crafts, doesn't bother me at all. If you really do want a specific shade though, or if you want to know that every one you're making is going to be the same, throw a little baby wipe on that craft mat first. Save yourself the heartache because sometimes it won't look dirty, but as it dries, you will see marbleization. The history of your crafting revealed in the dyeing process. So I'm just going to dye the rest of these. I'm going to let them dry, go hang outside with the little ones out there. They're getting creative in their own messy ways. Sometimes I just don't want to even look. I hear them. They seem happy enough. I see them. They seem happy enough. But, you know, the backyard's always gets a little creative out there. So I'm going to finish this. Then we'll check back and see how they dried and if there really is any difference between the acrylic and the ink spray. If you have questions about this process at all or any of these products, would you leave me a comment and I will address those questions and help you however possible. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. So I'm back and I learned a very valuable lesson, which is when you have a windy day, it might not be your best choice to use the outdoors to dry all of your flowers and your seam binding quicker because I had a backyard full of this beautiful yellow popcorn. But it didn't matter because at the end of the day, they all dried the same, which I'm kind of shocked seeing that the ink and the acrylic paint in the jars looked so different. So I am pleasantly surprised. And even the ribbon, the seam binding here, look at that. It all blends together perfectly. And it kept the soft texture, which is also a little surprising because I've dyed with acrylic before. And sometimes it could be a little bit crunchier when it dries because it's paint. I think in this case, because it was so diluted, it kept its softness because really both, I couldn't tell you which one was which. And I am practically a scientist. So I thought that was kind of cool. All these flowers, look how happy and yellow, sunshiny bright these all turned out to be. Oh, remember my comment about washing your craft mat? It did pick up a little bit of other hues here and there. This one didn't, but I love it. So I will never clean a craft mat, really. That's just me. So I wanted to share that with you. That's kind of exciting. I like it. And then I made this card here using the seam binding and the flowers. And I just think it looks so cute with the bee and these brown die cuts. By the way, this is going to be part of a card kit I'm putting together. I've had a few requests for card kits. I don't know that I'll do a YouTube video on them because there's going to be 4 and it might be like an hour long, but I'll put it on the blog, my Bella Stitchery blog, and on Facebook. So check those out if you're interested in something like that. Hopefully I'll have that up in a couple days. And I'll put a link to that in my description. But that is our science. That is our messy, creative day. And I would love to hear your thoughts. What did you think? Were you also surprised to see how this turned out so seamless? Or did you know it was coming? I don't know. I never know what to expect. I just throw things together and I'm pleasantly surprised at all of the results. So subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, check it out, try it out. Let's make some stuff. Bye.